have to harmonize yung data privacy. We are asking DOH to come up with the guidelines para po dito. How will the government balance concerns on protecting individuals' privacy, reducing stigma, and collecting information critical to public health? Yes, that is what has to be balanced, diba? It's a public health emergency. We are under a state of national calamity. We need disclosure of accurate, correct, and honest data and information. We need to share the data to those who are supposed to conduct contact tracing for us to be able to identify who are the possible PUIs, probable, suspected na COVID-19, and also yung protecting against the stigma, di ba, na sinasabi. So, it's a delicate balancing act that is an ongoing discussion in the IATF, and DOH is supposed to come up with has been tasked to come up with the guidelines towards. From Eileen Taliping Abante, ano po ba ang protocol sa mga PUIs kung pwede na silang magstay lang sa bahay or kailangan silang dalhin sa ospital? Ang ating ang target talaga natin is to isolate PUIs. That's the reason why we're already furbishing all of these isolation facilities, not just here sa NCR but all over the country, para po ma-isolate na po natin ang mga PUIs. From Joseph Morong, for how long can we last? In terms of government projections, resources and all, if a vaccine is not found in the near future, what's our next step? What's the worst case scenario? Ang management po natin na ginagawa ngayon is to enable for us to flatten the curve para po we do not overwhelm the healthcare facilities natin, our doctors, our frontliners, our hospital beds, our ventilators, all of our health equipment and facilities are not overwhelmed with the number of COVID-19 cases. So, yan po ang strategy, and that's a worldwide strategy. All other countries are doing the same. You will hear flatten the curve as something being discussed and talked about by different countries all over. No? So, we will last until we must last. That's the point. We have to manage this in a way that we have to last. Period. No? More recoveries, less deaths. You know, so talagang hanap talaga tayo ng paraan dito. We have to make ourselves last until. So yan po. They have to find a vaccine. Otherwise, we will take it one step at a time, but ang forward-looking natin is the world must find a vaccine. And I believe they will naman. But, siyempre, may clinical trials pa yan, etc. Safety also, integrity. In terms of selling government assets, why did the President specifically mention the CCP and PICC? I really don't know. But yung selling government assets is doon na yun sa talaga. Kasi ang context dyan is, syempre, government can do its work because of the taxes paid by our taxpayers, basically. But taxpayers can only pay the tax according to their income, diba? According to how much economic activity. So, syempre, there's also concern sa collection, etc., etc. So, yung selling of government assets, na yan, pinaka dulo na yan. If there's no other way. But we will find a way. What should we do with the ill-gotten jewelry sequestered? I don't know. It's not something that we've discussed, siguro that's something that should be given to the proper government authorities to decide on. No? Are finance charges from credit cards included in the fees that should be waived? Finance charges? I'm not sure. And if the banks have deducted the amount, what can be done? I'm not sure about the finance charges ng credit cards, no? Let me ask the question later. Sa IATF, our economic managers, and even, I don't know if this is something within the realm of the BSP. Do you think POEA DOLE ban on medical workers can be repealed? Are OFW medical health workers banned from going out of the country? That's a topic of discussion for the IATF. Although the POEA already issued a pronouncement to that effect, it will be discussed later sa IATF. From Francis Wakefield, Daily Tribune. Last night, Secretary Galvez said maari raw magkaroon ng selective quarantine kung magiging maayos sunod sa ECQ. Magagawa rin raw it cases, tumaas ang recovery rate ng mga pasyente, bumaba at tumaas ang capacity ng ating mga local health. Kayang-kaya na po natin mag-react. Do the IATF think 2 or 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks? Secretary Galvez also mentioned na tulong ng lockdown para mag-prevent ang pagkalat ng virus. I agree with Secretary Galvez. One, in terms of malaki ang naitulong talaga ng lockdown. No, if hindi po nag-declare ng lockdown si Pangulong Duterte when he did, much worse for the Philippines. Take a look at the other countries. Tingnan nyo yung mga numero nila. Yun ang lagi namin binabalikan. Kung hindi agad nag-declare ng enhanced community quarantine si Pangulong Duterte, when he did, when there were people who were even saying na OA, you can only imagine how overstretched na siguro tayo kung hindi agad tayo nag-declare ng ECQ. So, napakalaking tulong po nung ECQ. Now, dun sa selective quarantine, binanggit ito ni Secretary Galvez. Ang konteksto po nito is because there are some stakeholders who are suggesting that, no, na selective quarantine. So, kasama po yan sa discussions na pinag-usapan namin sa IATF. But again, kami ni Secretary Galvez, ayaw po namin pangunahan, syempre, because the IATF is not just Secretary Galvez and myself. There are plenty other cabinet secretaries in the IATF and other high-ranking officials all discussing the probables. So, when Secretary Galvez said that is a probable. Pero is it final? Not yet. Because ultimately, we have to come up with a game plan what happens after April 30. And ultimately, kailangan din po natin ng approval din ni Pangulong Duterte. But we have to show, no, with accuracy how these mechanisms will operate and how it will be to the advantage of our health, no, our safety, security, our economic, no, and social dimensions. So, kaya nga 5 yung parameters na ginagamit namin. And kung ano man ang maging decision namin, it will be based on those 5 parameters. Okay. From Eileen Taliping Abante, may mga barangay officials na ibinebase pa rin sa pagiging botante sa kanilang lugar ang pamimigay ng tulong. Ano po ang dapat gawin sa mga ganitong barangay officials? Hindi po pwede, and napakaliwanag po niyan, na yung botante lamang ang pagbibigyan dahil dito po nakapaloob sa guidelines ng Social Amelioration Program na ang pagiging botante po is not one of the qualifications required para po kayo ay magiging isa sa mga beneficiaries nito, no? Kasi nakalagay po dito na well, it's here na hindi pagiging botante ang requirement. So hindi po pwede yan. At alam naman ng LGU yan. At binabantayan naman sila ng DILG. Although gusto ko ring banggitin, no, na ito at nasabi ko na rin to kahapon. Pag ineligible po yung pinagbigyan ng social amelioration package, kung hindi siya eligible, kung ineligible siya, malalagot din naman ang LGU na namahagi. Because after mapamahagi na yung social amelioration, DSWD will conduct a validation, no? Then after the validation, during the validation, tingnan nyo yung eligibility, pati kung nag-duplicate ba. Now, in cases of ineligibility, i-inform na DSWD yung LGU within 72 hours. And the LGU official will have to refund yung amount na binigay niya dun sa ineligible or non-eligible na beneficiary. And that does not preclude government from filing any criminal, civil, or administrative cases against the LGU official. Then yung family na yon na ineligible, obviously blacklisted na siya, disqualified na siya. And unless maliquidate ng LGU ang lahat ng pinamahagi niya using the social amelioration funds, ay hindi na po mauulit ang second round dun sa kanila. Because no additional funds will be given to the LGU unless makapag-submit po siya ng liquidation report. Okay. From Maricel Halili, TV5, how can we ensure that there won't be discrimination against COVID patients and POI if the government will disclose their identities? Not all LGUs have policies on anti-discrimination. How do you monitor the cases in slum areas? Like I said, hintayin muna natin yung guidelines ng DOH regarding that. Tuloy from Maricel Halili again, follow up, tuloy ba ang mass testing tomorrow? What will be the process? Like I said, I think when sinabi yung mass testing ni Secretary Galvez, I think it is in the context of PUIs being isolated in our isolation and quarantine facilities and those PUIs undergoing test. So ang idea ni Secretary Galvez is dun sa isolation facilities po natin and quarantine facilities natin for PUIs na suspected COVID positive, no? Suspected COVID cases, lahat po sila will be tested. So, yun po yung step-by-step process. Let's isolate them in the testing facility. Then, all of them together, we will conduct the testing. And that's what he meant when he said mass testing. From Vic Sumintak, DZEC, hindi ba lalabag sa karapatang pantao at sa Republic Act 10173 or Data Privacy Act ang pag-obliga sa mga COVID-19 patients na i-disclose sa publiko ang kanilang personal information? Wait, we're not telling the patient to disclose to the public. We're telling the patient to disclose to DOH all accurate and honest information. DOH ang siyang repository at safekeeper ng information, but DOH in the context of contact tracing may ask LGUs and law enforcement agencies to help in contact tracing, and to do that, DOH must necessarily share the information with these enforcers. But all mindful of the provisions under the Data Privacy Act. From Tuesday New, DZBB, kasama po ba ang nurses na may existing contract sa abroad pero nagbakasyon lang dito at inabutan ng lockdown dito sa Pilipinas sa deployment ban ng POEA? Pag-usapan namin mamaya sa IATF, then babalitaan ko kayo kung ano yung naging desisyon. Paano po ang mga stranded local tourists sa mga province? Bibilisan ko na to kasi I'm running out of time daw. Paano po ang mga stranded local tourists sa mga province na gusto nang umuwi sa Manila? Pwede po ba silang mauwi pa? Hindi ba sila pipigilan ng checkpoint going to Manila? Please, ang mga turista po natin, the Department of Tourism is handling all of this. So, please get in touch with DOT. From Henry Uri, DZRH, para sa kapakanan ng mga ordinaryong mamamayan, pwede po ba ninyong ipaliwanag ang step-by-step paraan kung paano magpa-test ng COVID sa ilalim ng mass testing ng gobyerno? Saan pupunta, sino ang pwede magpa-test at malaman ba agad ang resulta nito? Like I said, hindi po ibig sabihin na mass testing ay lahat ng masang Pilipino ay pwedeng po magpa-test. Ang ating priorities po, number 1, yung nasa hospital, hospitalized patients na hindi natin alam kung COVID-19 positive patients sila, lalong-lalo na if they exhibit symptoms na sila ay parang COVID-19, itetest natin sila lalong-lalo na yung mga elderly, pre-existing conditions at pregnant women. Number 2, healthcare workers po, na healthcare workers who are constantly exposed to COVID-19 patients. Number 3, PUIs. At pag sinabing PUIs, may simptomas po. Hindi po tayo magma-mass testing na mga walang simptomas. Although, pag nag-contact tracing po tayo at nalaman namin na ikaw ay probable dahil may close contact ka with a COVID-19 patient, then you become eligible for testing also. Pero, i-isolate ka na namin. No? Kaya, yun ang gamit ng ating isolation quarantine facilities. From Joyce Balancio, DZMM, mapapahamak po ang hindi magdi-disclose patients? Yes, read RA 11332. Nandyan din po yung penalties. Under RA 11332 or the mandatory reporting of notifiable diseases. Yan din po ang batas na pinanggagalingan nung pag-declare ni Pangulong Duterte ng public health emergency. So, nakapaloob dun sa batas na yan, violators of this act, meron pong, may kaso po. Yes, okay. Tapusin ko na, dahil off-air na daw ako. Sa ating mga kababayan, maraming salamat po sa inyong pakikipagtulungan, sa inyong pamahalaan. Kayo ang first line of defense against COVID-19. Kaya bahay muna, buhay muna. Sa ating mga kasama sa pagpapalaganap ng tama at napapanahong impormasyon sa iba't ibang media outlets sa TV, radyo, dyaryo, at online na naka-hook up po sa amin ngayon, maraming salamat ko. Maraming salamat po. So sa inyong po lahat, ingat po kayo, amping kanunay, at patuloy natin itong laban na ito. Daghang salamat, maayong buntag sa tanan.